Hello students, hope you are doing well. Welcome back to our economics class. Today we are going to start a 10 marks topic from our unit number 2, that is theories of consumer behavior, and today's topic is very important with respect to your intermediate public examination. The topic here is law of diminishing marginal utility. This topic has been asked n number of times in the board examinations. So please listen it carefully, understand it properly and learn it and practice it many times. So now let us start with this 10 marks topic, that is law of diminishing marginal utility. Like before starting the law, let us first know the individual meanings of these three terms DMU. D means diminishing. Diminishing in the sense which is decreasing. Marginal means additional. As you increase number of units, you are eating one biscuit, then you are consuming second biscuit, then you are consuming an additional third biscuit, then you are consuming an additional fourth biscuit. So these additional biscuits are known as marginal. Marginal means additional. Utility means satisfaction. So as we increase number of additional units, our satisfaction, utility means satisfaction, our satisfaction will diminish. Diminish means which will decrease. The exact definition of law of DMU is not written on the board. Why? Because it is meant for by hearting. The additional benefits which a person derives from given increase of his stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. These two lines must be by hearted as it is and to be written as it is. Please write it down for 10 times in your book, practice it, read it for 20 times, and then 21st time you will be perfect in this definition. The additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase in the stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. For example, if you are consuming apples, so as you eat or as you consume number of apples, if you eat 2 apples, then 3, then 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10th apple will not give you that much of satisfaction which the first apple gave you. That means the additional benefit which a person is deriving from the additional stock that he is already having, then his additional satisfaction will decrease. Let us see what are the assumptions of this law. First, utility can be measured cardinally. Cardinally means which you can measure in terms of numbers is known as cardinal. So here your satisfaction can be measured in numbers. The second assumption, there should be no change in the taste of consumer. Let me give you one example. Now imagine that you have said, madam, I just want to consume Cadbury's or some kind of chocolate. Is that clear? So I have agreed, yes, I will fulfill your want, but my condition is I'll keep 100 chocolates in front of you and you need to consume all 100 chocolates. This is my condition. So now after eating or consuming 10 to 15 chocolates, at 16th chocolate you cannot say, madam, I want to eat some other snack. You cannot say, madam, I want to eat some chips. Or you cannot divert your want that, madam, I want to eat some biscuits. You cannot say, because the assumption of the law is that there is no change in the taste of consumers. Consumers should not change their taste and habit. If I said you need to eat chocolates, that means you need to consume only chocolates, none other thing. This is the assumption. The next thing, units are in reasonable size. Means it is not too large or it's not too small. It is in a reasonable size. So I'm not giving you this much size of chocolates or this much size, a reasonable size. This is the third assumption. Fourth one, units are identical. Identical in the sense, if you just go and see your face in mirror, that means you find your face is identical. Identical means same size, same shape and same color. So whatever the units you are consuming, that should be identical. This is the fourth assumption, means it must be of same size, same shape and same color. Then fifth one, there should be no time gap between consumption of units. For example, the first chocolate you ate in some 2 minutes. For 10th chocolate you should not take 5 minutes. For 30th chocolate you should not take 20 minutes. For 50th chocolate you should not take half an hour. Whatever the time gap is there, that should be of same time. That means in middle you should not take break. Madam, now I am tired, give me some rest. Then I will consume remaining 50 chocolates. I will say no. There should be no time gap between consumption of units. This is the fifth assumption of law of diminishing marginal utility. Once recall it, utility can be cardinally measured, that means can measure in numbers. The next one, there should not be any change in the taste of consumers. When you are consuming one thing, you just keep your focus on that thing. Do not divert your brain to some other commodity. You cannot say, madam, I want to eat a burger. I'm tired of eating sweet. Let me change my taste. You cannot say that. Then third one, units are of reasonable size. Fourth one, units are identical. And the fifth one is there should be no time gap. Now before starting relationship between total utility and marginal utility, first we'll have a look on the table. Now you can find in the table we have 3 columns. The first one is units of apples, the second one is total utility and the third one is marginal utility. Units of apples. So I have said you that you are eating chocolates. So according to the material you are consuming apples. So units of apples 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have consumed 6 apples and the total utility you have derived from consuming 6 apples are given here 40, 70, 90, 100, 100, 90. You need to by heart this line for 10 times as if you are by hearting a phone number. It's 40, 70, 90, 100, 100, 90. 40, 70, 90, 100, 100, 90. It's very easy. Then the marginal utility is decreasing from 40, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0, minus 10. So in this manner, it is decreasing by 10, 10. Okay, 40, 70, 90, 100, 100, 90, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0, minus 10. Now, after by hearting these numbers, you just need to observe something. Alright, now see here. What is the highest number in total utility? It is number 100. It's there on 4th as well as on 5th. We need to consider 5th unit. Why? Because it is increasing till 5th unit, till 4th unit actually. It is increasing till 4th unit and on 5th unit it became maximum, then it started decreasing. Just keep in mind. Increasing, then it became maximum, then it is again decreasing. I am talking about total utility. Now come to marginal utility. It is decreasing, then at a point it became 0, then it became negative. Is that clear? Decreasing, 0, negative. Increasing, maximum and again decreasing. This relationship is presented here in terms of symbols. When total utility is maximum, marginal utility decreases. Observe this table. Total utility is maximum at 5th unit and marginal utility is decreasing. One is increasing, one is decreasing. First point is clear. Second one, total utility is maximum, MU became 0. At 5th unit it became maximum and MU became 0. Second one, understood. Third one, total utility decreases, marginal utility becomes negative. After 100 again it started decreasing, whereas mu have became negative. Just keep in mind, it is increasing, it is decreasing. It became maximum, it became 0. It started decreasing, it became negative. This is the relationship and this is the table. The same table we need to represent in the form of diagram. Now you see, x-axis is having quantity of apples. How many apples you have consumed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now write that quantity of apples on x-axis. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On y-axis we need to write it 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Just give a gap of 20, 20. Now, while drawing a graph, you just observe the total utility is increasing. It is 100. It became maximum. It started decreasing. It is increasing, maximum, decreasing. The same thing. It is increasing. It is maximum. It started decreasing. Done. Now, marginal utility. It is decreasing. It became 0. It became negative. Let us see. It is decreasing. When it touches the x-axis, that means it became 0. It is decreasing. It became 0. Then under x-axis it will count as negative. Decreasing, 0, negative. Increasing, maximum, decreasing. In this way you need to draw the diagram. At this fifth point it is maximum, so I have drawn a line over here. X-axis is quantity of apples, y-axis is utility. Utility means which utility we are talking about? Total and marginal utility. The last part of this law is exceptions, like where this law of demand is not applicable. The first thing is hobbies. Before starting this, our law of DMU is assuming that as we increase additional units, our additional satisfaction will be going down. But exceptions will say as you increase units, your additional satisfaction will increase more. It will be double, triple, etc. That is nothing but the exceptions. Now let us see what are the exceptions. First one is hobbies. In case of hobbies like collection of stamps, coins, various currencies of every country, your excitement will be going on increasing as you get additional stamps and additional coins. So this law is not applicable here, because this law is saying as we increase number of commodities, our satisfaction will diminish. Second one, in case of music, a person who loves music will get more and more satisfaction by listening to additional songs. So as he listens to additional songs, his satisfaction will not diminish, instead he will enjoy it. For example, you cannot listen my class whole day. If I say instead of my class you just listen to songs, everyone will listen it. Why? Because it is not applicable to law of DMU, because additional songs you listen, you get additional satisfaction. So it is an exception to law of demand. Third one, indivisible good. As I said here, the goods must be divisible. You need to divide the goods. The goods which are not divisible will not be considered under this law. The next thing, complementary goods. Complementary means the consumption of which good depends on another good. For example, if I want to make a coffee, I need sugar, coffee powder, then I require milk, I require water, I require stove, gas, etc., etc. So just to satisfy one want of drinking a coffee, I require number of commodities. So such kind of complementary goods will not be considered under the law of DMU. So it is an exception. Next one, durable goods. The goods which are used for a long period of time will not be taken into account of law of DMU, because law of DMU is saying you need to use that commodity for one time. You cannot use it for many times. If you are eating 50 chocolates, you cannot eat more chocolates because you cannot eat for a long period of time. So durable goods are also not applicable. So this law is completed. We have first, you need to write the definition, the additional benefits which I said, then you have assumptions, then you need to draw the table, then table explanation, then you need to write diagram, you need to draw the diagram, then diagram explanation, then you need to write relationship between TU and MU, at last you need to write the exceptions. Hope you have understood each and every point which I have explained. Please write it down and prepare well. See you in my next class with some more and interesting topics. Till that, stay home, stay safe and keep practicing.